Good morning, Caroline. Saturday morning, 3 of my friends and I hopped on an airplane that took us to a bus, that took us to a train, that took us to Bath, which for me was like visiting Disneyland.
Imagine that you were going to visit Hogwarts. Imagine your excitement about visiting Hogwarts. Then multiply it by 5. That's the excitement I feel being here.
It was rainy when we got to Bath, which fortunately for us meant that there were no lines. We headed straight to Bath Abbey, a beautiful old church founded by the Normans in 1499 on the site of an even older church that was built in the 8th century. During the course of our 48 hours there, we saw beautifully landscaped gardens and examples of gorgeous Georgian architecture. We sat in the cheap seats at the Theatre Royal's production of Henry IV, Part 2. We ate at the Pump Room at a burger place that, it pains me to say, actually made really good burgers. We stayed at a hostel with dinosaurs on the walls and a leaky roof. I visited churches, chilled with Jane Austen, walked through several museums, and hung out on the Victoria Park eating bonbons and sketching. But by far the most moving experience, for me at least, was probably our trip to the Roman baths. Now, Caroline, I don't know about you, but personally I thought that the only part of the baths left was the open air part that we see in pictures. But I was very wrong. As I walked through the remains of this Roman building, looking at their still functioning plumbing system, their methods of heating and cooling, their cosmetic tools, their sophisticated architecture, I couldn't help but think about how similar these people were to us. They plucked their eyebrows and went to the spa. They gossiped and followed politics. They got massages and bought pastries from shops. I, for one, tend to think of people who lived more than 100 years ago as being inferior to us in some way, less advanced, sophisticated, and intelligent. They didn't have internet or air conditioning or cars, so how could they be as smart as us? But standing in Bath, looking at the Roman ruins, the carefully planned British streets, the beautiful Norman architecture, I couldn't help feel that these previous peoples weren't inferior. They just had different stuff. In other ways, in the important ways, they were just like us. They had families, they visited friends, they went to the theater, and they educated their children. They were people, just like we're people. Caroline, I'll see you tomorrow.
I feel like I should be in like 18th century garb in some Empire waist dress. It's just such a gorgeous, historic town. I'm in awe.